Welcome back, guys. So in the next in this video, we are continuing our discussion for creating user and adding them into the group, but through the CLI command prompt. So what I'm going to do now, let me just clear my screen. Just as a recap, let me show you how many users we have. So like in the last video, we have created and deleted the user. So we only have one user, and you can see the user. By the way, we have the path, which is obviously showing the root level of this user, and we can see the username, and we can see the user ID. That obviously that is going to be a unique ID, and if you remember, it's actually the access key ID that is that has been used to identify, because we are not passing the username while we are interacting with AWS services, right? So that's another beauty for enhancing the security, that we are even avoiding using our username while we are communicating with AWS, right? And then obviously ARN is a unique number which has been used and uh, 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 happen to be very handy while we are interacting or while we are integrating multiple services, because we're going to see at multiple instance we need these ARN if to complete the configuration, and we're going to discuss this once we reach to those points. But remember, every object has a unique ARN number, and you can see it always starts with ARN, and there is a particular pattern which I'm not going to discuss in this video, but we will see in the future once we have a bit experience with AWS configurations and scripting. Obviously, the creation date, you can see the date when it has been created. So that's the whole information which we are getting now. Let me go back to my script again, because I want to discuss the last part of it. So up to this point, we are good because we have created a username. Now, once you start understanding this command line interface or CLI or the libraries, things start making a lot of sense, because one thing which I have seen in the AWS CLI, the commands are very intuitive. In a way, you don't need to memorize them. So let me just give you an example. If you want to create a user, the command is going to be create user, right? If you are going to if you are looking to create a group, you can think of it's going to be create group. What the advantage of putting such name, because that will really reduce your time to search the command in thousands or even hundred thousands of functions which are available as part of the platform, which is amazing. Like, it can reduce your time, and you can literally focus, and once you build your script, you can using it for n number of times, right? So that's a very powerful point of the CLI. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to add user to a group. So you can imagine the command is going to be add dash user dash to group. And what it is asking us, at least two parameters which are required. One is obviously the username, and then we have the group name, right? So the username will be added into the respective group. Now, adding one, I'm just keeping things simple to just build our baseline, and once we have this baseline done, then we start adding complexity. And like I mentioned, we are passing the second parameter as a flag, which indicates whether we are going to add the user into group or not. In the previous video, we just create a user without adding the group. So that's why we pass a value 0 to the flag. This time we are going to pass value 1, and then at the end we are going to provide the group name. All right. So that's pretty much the theory. Now let me just go back and see if I can. Yeah, so that's the one. So now you can see I'm just using the old command. So instead of 0, I'm going to now pass 1. I'm going to pass 2, because that indicate I'm intending to create a user and username and password. And then now, because I'm now expecting the script to add it into the group name, so I need to provide the group name in here. So what I'm going to say, yeah, add it to the super user. I have a super user group, which is obviously the admin of the AWS. So just for a time being, I'm going to add this user to that group, because I only have one group. Later on, once we create more groups, we will see how we can add one user as part of multiple groups or roles as well. Now let me just hit enter. So you can see it has created the user path. It has created the login profile of this user, and there is no error. So looks like our user has been created. So now if I come in here and I'm going to now say, okay, let me just show you. And by the way, let me first show you the group. We have the super user group, and you can see in here, this user group has, oh, by the way, you can see in here, we have Joshua E, the user that we have created. He is now part of this group, right? So now if I go back, that sometime the Chrome issue, it won't show you the latest changes. So all you need to press Control F5 to just refresh the cache, and hopefully you're gonna see the changes, right? So now previously, if you remember, we have seen that there was no group assigned, but this time, because we have created it with the group association part, so you can see this user is now part of that group, because it has not been logged in. That's why it's saying the last activity is never. We haven't assigned any MFA. We haven't associated active any key. So there's no active key age, right? So these are all the functionality we can add as part of our scripting. So that's how you can add user to the not only create the user, but also add user to a particular group through AWS CLI. And I believe this is going to be very helpful to you to automate a lot of things from the IAM perspective. Please put any comment or question if you have. Otherwise, we're going to continue our journey in enhancing the functionality through AWS CI. Stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.